everyone, and welcome to another live episode of the John and Wendy Show here on Twitch and later on YouTube, getting into everything that's going on in the world of entertainment. I am one half of the John and Wendy Show, the outlaw John Rocha, joined always by the better half, Wendy Lee. How are you?
I am recovering. I am in recovering mode. Oh, man, it feels weird that we skipped, an episode last
Oh,
week.
yes, right. Even
And
though, would we say we skipped an episode? Because, like,
an
it felt like people were being updated on all our exploits at Star Wars Celebration.
this is true. So I feel like, and you know what's funny is, and I know we're gonna get into it in a little bit,
For
but
sure.
I swore that I was like, I'm definitely gonna see more of Rocha. I saw you for literally under 5 seconds. Oh, hey, bye.
That's true. That's true. That's true. It was
And good
it
night.
was crazy. And there were so many, I think all of us were pulled into so many different directions in what we wanted to see, what we wanted to experience, how we wanted to work a con for
Yeah.
ourselves, so to speak. So, when our paths crossed, it was always nice, but unfortunately our paths didn't cross that much. I mean, I had to schedule a lunch with Laura Kelly, my co-host on the Jedi Way, on the last day of Celebration because of the
You're
timing and all this kind of stuff.
kidding.
So yeah, we were able to have like an hour and a half lunch, which was really nice over there at Puesto at the Westin. But yeah, me and you saw each other just going by. So, well, I mean, I know we're going to start with certain things, but we're going to get into it in just a second. We'll remind you all to please send in your bits and your cheers and send in your Streamlabs. I've got the Streamlabs open as well. We're back after taking a hiatus last week, so we could go to Star Wars Celebration. So you see that Streamlabs address on the screen there for those of you who are watching. And if you want to send in support, we will read it. Any questions you want to have to ask us about Star Wars Celebration, what it was like going there, we'll talk about it for sure. But Wendy, let's give our overall thoughts real quick, and then we'll jump into the big thing. What is your feeling now, with a few days of separation from Star Wars Celebration, about your overall experience being there?
I think that now that I'm starting to clear my head a little bit and my muscles are relaxing, because it's on a lot of walking on your feet. You know this. A lot of anxiety going on of like, I got to get this news out there right now. I had fun. I had a really good time. I think so far the only time in the last 3 years where I saw so many people at one place from all different walks of life, whether it's, former colleagues at Collider, friends from the internet, brands that I've been working with virtually and getting to face with them. A lot of it happened at this con, at the celebration. So overall, I am tired. Would I do it again? Yes. Yes, I would.
Yeah, we are going to get to do it again in less than a year. It's going to be in London in April, which is insane.
Are you going to go?
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally going. I'm absolutely
book your hotels now.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
I'm not kidding you. My friend just booked his.
What?
My friend just booked his hotel.
Really? Okay.
He's like, I'm doing it.
Yeah. I got to make sure, because I mean, I want to, I want to take the Lady Outlaw. Maybe we'll go for 10 days again, like we did last time. And we'll spend, I'll spend 3 days at Celebration and then roll on out to another town, and we can have a little fun. So definitely, plus it's in the middle of the Premier League season. So maybe I can swing on down to Liverpool and see a game live. So there's a lot of possibilities for sure.
Take a vacation.
Yeah, take a vacation, which I haven't done since I started
this thing. Been 3 years, John. You need a vacation.
Yeah, I really do. But yeah, we shall see. Although I did have a commenter today say your YouTube numbers are laughable. So it was.
Ew, who said that? No, stop, sir. Show me your numbers.
If someone named Joseph Ibarra did that, and it just really pissed me off. I was like, God damn it! People are just always going to criticize, man.
Don't let it get to you, Joseph. Show us your numbers. Let us know.
Show us your face. How about you show us your face? Anyway, but yes, I would like to take a break, and I certainly want to spend more time. I had a nice time, but I think I was still caught up with the COVID stuff, so I tried not to be in too many large collections of people. But when I was able to be there, I really enjoyed feeling the vibe off everybody. I mean, it's so singularly focused on just Star Wars, and people seem to have a really great time being there. And also, I got a window into the real obsession some people have with this franchise. For me, I'm a fan and I enjoy it and I love it. And I like being there, and it moves me, it touches me. Yeah, it infuriates me, it excites me. All the, that's just episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. But overall, Star Wars does that for me. But seeing the level of obsession that people have, I didn't understand. I mean, I was talking to a colleague, and And she said to me, I was going to quit my job of 8 years if they didn't let me come to Star Wars Celebration. So I didn't understand until she said it. She said, you don't, this is I need this. And I was like, wow, this is fascinating. So I think the next time, I think when I go with London, I'm going to walk around and talk to people about Star Wars Celebration, and maybe do like a little mini documentary about this experience in London and edit it and get someone to professionally do it, because I think it would be fun to interview. I love interviewing people, you know that, so it could be cool.
Yeah, I love that idea. Do it.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Yes, as Palpatine would say, do it.
Do it. All right, well, let's get into what we want to start with here. We'll circle back to Star Wars Celebration for sure, and to remember the Streamlabs are open, ladies and gentlemen. You see the address up there, and send in your bits and your cheers, and we'll read it here as we go along.
Bits,
all right,
bits, everybody. Happy Friday, guys.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about some movie news. Now, we know you and I haven't seen this movie yet. It has not been released domestically. However, Jurassic World Dominion has already risen to 17 million through just the offshore stuff for international box office, and they're headed for 50 million, which is pretty quick. I think I put myself in this bubble. You know, movies are made here, so therefore I think it doesn't get released internationally prior to domestically, but this is not the case. And I think Jurassic World, just the Jurassic Park franchise as a whole, is kind of like a Transformers, like does really well internationally.
Yeah.
Fast Furious does it really well internationally. I think this is another one of those franchises where all over the world, people are like waiting to see dinosaurs.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's kind of crazy when you're looking at the deadline breakdown of this. It's fascinating that in Korea it opened, it set the pandemic record and scored the 4th best opening of all time in Korea. In Italy, it had a strong 1.3 million Thursday opening that started 75% above Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and 15% above the Jurassic World. In Mexico, it's got 5.1 million to date. And 84% of the market share. In Brazil, it opened up almost 2,000 screens to 600,000, which was in line with Jurassic World and outperformed Fallen Kingdom and Venom 2. It's the 5th biggest opening of the pandemic, and Argentina grossed 400,000, which is well above the other Jurassic titles, as well as Top Gun Maverick. And 52% of the box office was from the 3D stuff. So it's doing well in Latin America, and it's doing well in Europe. And as you said, Wendy, it's already heading towards a $50 million opening internationally. God knows what it's going to be opening with next week. It's going to be massive, I imagine, because you're bringing back the old cast. You're bringing the new cast in. A lot of people are hoping with Trevorrow coming back that this is a better film. And like I said, Wendy and I have not seen it, so we have no idea if it's good or bad. But certainly this seems to bode well, at least for the opening weekend of box office for this movie.
Yeah, I think just like you said, have the cast, the original, coming back to kind of team up, scientists, what are they called? Paleontologists. Assemble. I think that gets a lot of people in the office, and not in the office, but into the seats.
Right.
What I'm hoping, and again, you and I haven't seen it yet. I actually can't go to the press screening that's coming up next week, so I have a family thing. So I'm gonna try to go to another one that my friend is hosting. So I think I got to email after this and see if it can work out, because I really want to see it.
Yeah.
But I hope that. So in the last film, we knew Jeff Goldblum was going to be in it.
Yes.
And in the trailer, they showed him, in the courtroom saying his line. And I was like, okay, great. That was literally his entire moment in that film. And I was like, well, hold on now. So I am itching for, don't tease us with the OG cast and then not have them in the movie. I get that this is Bryce Dallas and Howard, and this is Chris Pratt. Right. I get it. But if you're going to bring them back, give them, we can all share the spotlights with the dinosaurs and the fellow humans.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're hoping to see happen with this one for sure. And I'm going to be seeing it Tuesday here in San Diego. So I'm kind of hoping, because I didn't like that last one, I'm hoping that it's a good one, that they use all 6 of the cast members, leading cast members. I hope that they use them all really well, with Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern coming back, but also with Bryce Dallas Howard and with Chris Pratt. You know, you're hoping that they use everybody correctly and give them enough space and time to shine, and then bring them all together for the final part of the adventure of the film. You know, so you're hoping that all happens here. And what's BD Wong's situation? You know, what's his role to play in all of this? So it's going to be.
I was wrong in his long hair and robe.
Yeah,
we were wrong.
We were wrong.
Regret.
Oh, but the 5 other movies didn't show you shouldn't be doing this shit. BD, come on, BD.
If the first movie taught you nothing.
Yeah, exactly. But are you surprised by the numbers, Wendy? Because I mean, the last one wasn't that well received. Is this more a matter of like people are caught up with the summer and Top Gun Maverick's kind of blown the doors off the box office? Are people now like, yeah, let's go to a summer event movie. Let's go. Like, are people more desperate to be out and kind of feel that again? Even though the COVID numbers are rising on this side of the coast, people still feel like they want to go see these movies. And certainly we had a lot of people go to Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, we talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think internationally, like we'll take Korea, for example. They very recently, I think, lifted their like international travelers or foreigners. If you're vaccinated, you actually don't need to do the quarantine hotel situation. Right. So them opening their borders again to less restriction, I think, is a sign of like, look, I know you and I still very much acknowledge that we're still a part of this pandemic. It's not over. Yes. Does it seem less severe? Yes. Do I still want people to get sick? No.
Right.
I don't want people to have the flu. It's awful. It just feels terrible. So if I do it for me, and I do it for other people, wearing the masks and washing the hands and all of that stuff. But I still think that it's been 2 years, over 2 years.
Yeah.
Of this thing, and people are getting, this is like the longest cabin fever.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the summer they're ready to come out and enjoy some just like a good time blockbuster film. And I think for Jurassic World Dominion, regardless of how they feel about the previous movie, because I also feel a certain way about the previous movie. It's definitely not my favorite, out of the newer trilogy of the Jurassic Park. But to see the original cast members back, like that just hits home for me with the nostalgia feels. And I think a lot of us who grew up with that film is looking at this and going, I want to see how they do this. I want to see how they close this chapter. Do the dinosaurs roam the world, or do we coexist, or how's it going to work? Because these are large creatures. So I think that is really a part of it. It's all the things you said, the summer, people being tired of not being able to like interact, in crowds, put on your mask. And maybe forego and movie theaters are going to hate me saying this, but like if you're worried about catching it or passing it to other people, just in case, keep your mask on and don't have concession. Yeah, wash your hands a lot. Yeah, wash your hands a lot.
I mean, I've been to 3 full movie theaters watching movies. Everything Everywhere All at Once was packed. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was packed, and my recent trip to see Top Gun Maverick was packed.
Yeah.
So I just kept my mask on the whole time. And like you said, I forego concessions, or I get there early enough where I can get my concessions, sit in the theater comfortably where it's not quite full yet, and get through at least where I feel somewhat full with my concessions, put the mask back on, and then chill out until the movie starts. So those are those kind of steps that I've been taking to be able to do that. But, not everyone can do that. Not everyone has the luxury of that. So it all depends personally what you feel. But I think people are going to go. And who is in someone in here? Yeah. Steve Calderon said the Jurassic World is projected over between 160 to 210 million next weekend. That's massive. That's
massive numbers. It's not Top Gun, but that's high numbers.
Those are high numbers. But with high praise. So we'll see what the reviews are, though, Wendy, coming out of the film, because
embargo has not lifted.
Nope. We're gonna get to see it Tuesday night, I think, and then I think there's a Monday night LA screening. So
yes, I think embargo lifts Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. Yeah,
morning or something like that. I don't remember. It won't matter because I won't be able to see it before embargo lifts.
Yeah, I don't have it on my original email when the embargo lifts, but I'm sure it's Wednesday. That seems to make sense. So
yeah, I think that makes sense too, or they lift it after yours, like sometimes they do it at night.
Yeah.
It's possible as well. Let me
Marlon
see.
AZ Badfish says, I can't explain it either. I strongly hated or disliked Fallen Kingdom, but I can't wait to see this next one. I can't explain what.
See, same here.
Yeah, welcome to Transformers World.
Embark.
Welcome to Transformers World. For all of you Jurassic World people, Transformers
June
is
8th,
essentially the same.
12 p.m.
Yeah, so
Social
for
embargo
me,
lifts tonight.
oh wow.
Social embargo lifts at 9 p.m. tonight, according to this email.
Ooh.
So we'll start seeing people tweet about it later tonight. PT.
Maybe I'll do an old school Collider stay at the studio till 10 p.m. first reactions show.
Why not? Why not? Jump on as if you don't do enough.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Why not? If you have the time.
Honey, can we stop Stranger Things? I got to get the first reactions out.
She's going to throw something at you. She's like, I've been waiting to watch this.
We've been holding off to this weekend. She's a massive Stranger Things fan.
Oh my God. No, don't make her wait. Forget it. Just
we shall see for sure. Anyway, all right. So we'll see. We'll keep tabs on it. Of course, it opens next week. So we'll find out what the deal is with that and how people react to it, what the box office is. And if it does match what Steve Calderon just pointed out, we shall see. All right, Wendy, where shall we move on to next?
We kind of kicked off the show with talking about our experience at Star Wars Celebration. So let's go like full into it this time around, because we really wanted to, the both of us have different experiences, obviously, because we didn't never see each other, even though we were at the same celebration. So we want to talk about what we saw, how we feel about the news coming out of these panels, such as like the Mando Plus panel, some of the footage we got to see or didn't get to see. I only made it to 4 panels. The first one, the first one of the day at Celebration. Okay. But then what I would do is that's usually from 11 to 12, except for the very first one, the Lucasfilm one. That one was 11 to 12:30.
Right.
And then afterwards, we were running around trying to find like a place to quietly live stream. And thanks to Warren Thompson from Cosmic Wonder, who was like, you guys can use my hotel room. We're like, oh
wow.
Yeah, he's super nice dude. So we were able to do that, but that took up a lot of time. We were like, 20 minutes, no problem. 40 minutes later.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after that, it was just like one thing after another. I was like, I'm off the schedule. So I'm just done.
No, you're not wrong. I kind of took a look. The only one that I regret missing was the Mandalorian panel, and that was because I'm a Liverpool fan. I had to watch them in the Champions League final, and so it was heartbreaking to miss it. But especially when you heard about the Ahsoka stuff, and the more of the Mandalorian season 3 that we got, because I really loved the tease they gave us at the Lucasfilm panel. So I didn't know there was going to be more, but the clips I've seen have been great. And our friend Ash did a great job apparently hosting the show from what I understand. And so shout out to her. And I just kind of was navigating things as I saw fit. I got to be in the Star Wars Live thing. I got to see a couple of those interviews at Star Wars Live, which was great. Like way in the back.
On the stage?
Yeah, on the stage. Just watching it way in the back, which was really cool. And walking the floor was great. I mean, seeing the artwork, seeing the great design, seeing the Her Universe booth, I made sure to see that. And so there was so much that you could savor and enjoy. There was an LG OLED booth, which really threw me off because I was like, what is this?
Did you go up to it?
Yeah, I did. It was fascinating.
What was it?
They were just showing the new TVs. They have the new TVs and showing how Star Wars in 4K looks on those TVs to try to get people to buy the TVs. So I thought that was kind of genius, to be honest with you, because they're the best TVs on the market, in my opinion. I have 2 of them, and they really show everything you need to see in a film. And the blacks are beautiful on both of those TVs on the old LG OLED. And so seeing it in 4K was fucking great to see, in my personal opinion. So just fascinating, all the kind of stuff, the cosplay, which was really great on Friday and Saturday. But like you, I didn't go to a lot of panels. I kept it kind of chilled, seeing everything. Then we had our own panel on Sunday, which was really nice and almost a full room there, even though the Bad Batch panel was happening at the same time. It was nice to have enough people in there to talk about things we talked about. So overall, a great experience. And I still recorded my shows from the Westin because I talked them into giving me an upgrade into a Studio King. So I had the King bed, and then I had a mini studio here so I could set up my equipment and record from there. So great learning experience for a first Star Wars celebration. When I go next year, I will absolutely do even more. Now that I understand what it's like, So, yeah, it was cool.
That was one of the differences I felt. And it's funny, I was saying this, I think it was on like day 2 or day 3 where I walked in to get my credentials for, in the morning. And I was like, I think they're like, how you doing? I'm like, well, tired, but it is what it is, as expected. And I said, I feel like Star Wars Celebration is the hardest con that I've done so far, like physically on me, like the way exhaustion I feel. And they said, well, is it the hardest, or is it because you haven't done 1 in 2+ years? I'm like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
because remember, you and I would do at least
Yes.
3 a year.
Yeah.
If you do, obviously, San Diego Comic-Con, which is freaking hard.
It's coming up.
WonderCon, less hard.
Yeah.
And then there is D23.
Yeah.
Which I didn't feel that it was as hard.
No, D23 was a little more relaxed. It was kind of spread out.
That's because Disney puts it on.
Yeah, right.
Disney's organization is, I don't know how, like, it doesn't even, it's held at the same convention center.
Yes, it is in Anaheim. Yes.
Yeah, and I know you and I know the layout. I know this layout so well. WonderCon, everything is over there.
Yeah.
I walked into D23 and I'm like, where are things? I am not sure. Everything is beautiful. Everything's organized. There's maps. There's people.
Yeah.
Always with the Disney point.
Yeah.
And there's parades that come through the convention floor. I'm just and then so I think one of the things I will say, I will nitpick at this for Star Wars Celebration. I don't feel like there was enough signage that pointed you to the right direction.
Yeah, I agree.
And because there's some weird construction happening around the convention center, so they had these like fences that are up, so you can't really enter the normal way that we would enter. And they had us park for press in one of the parking lots, and there was no direct like signage to say this way. So I started walking, and I'm like, but the convention center's right there. Couldn't I just go 8 a.m. in the morning? And I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it because the doors were open.
Right.
So I went, no credential, nothing.
Wow.
Like nothing, and I just walked because I was beelining it.
Yeah.
And only one person stopped me. She's like, how'd you get in? I was like, well, I'm trying to do this. And I showed her all my stuff that I had. Yeah. And she's like, okay, I'll just right this way. I'm like, all right. But it obviously looked like I was very kind of streaming towards, I had a goal and I needed to get there. I wasn't trying to like wait around and be the first to shop. Like, you know, like I had my backpack on, my phone, my coffee, and I'm like, let's go. Every morning, let's go. Phone copy.
Yeah, no, because I mean, Molly said she couldn't even get into the store. They didn't even get into
the celebration store.
Yeah, she had a tough time. She said she couldn't get
things were picked clean. I got
this Dex's shirt. Mug. Look at that. That is awesome.
I should have texted her.
Yeah, she tweeted today how she didn't get a mug for Dex's Diner. She didn't get a mug for that, and she thought that they were at the store, and she couldn't even get into the store. So.
There were no lines when I went in the store.
Oh, I mean, you must have gone at the right time. Maybe she was on a panel or watching something or at a panel or something. Yeah,
possibly.
Possible. So yeah.
Did you get to go? Did you shop anything from there?
I shopped only on the floor. I did not shop anything from the store because I kept seeing those long lines. I was like, yeah, I'm not standing in that. I'm not going to do that. So it's just, at my age, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's cool. I'll find it online.
The checkout line was very long.
Yeah, right.
I did see the first day I went. I was like, I had a shirt, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll come back if it's here. Great. If it's not here, I'm not meant to have it.
Yeah, it's because people have 50 things that they're buying, so it's going to take time to process it all. And then they got to put the posters in the tube, and it just takes forever. So,
look what I found. She was sitting in a corner by herself in a bag.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that is at the store, like literally face down on the floor in a little plastic baggie, just like abandoned. And I was like, that looks like an Ahsoka. And I went and picked it up. I was like, purchased. I didn't even look at the price. I'm like, purchased. Mine. She came on. Look at her dangly legs.
Oh my god, that's so cute. I love that one. That is
I really
great.
like it. Did you? So what did you get from the floor?
Oh, I got a couple of shirts. They're in the other room. I got a couple of shirts on the floor that I really like from Style and Byland. I always like to go to Style and Byland and see what they have. They had a lot of Star Wars shit because when you go to Comic-Con, they limit the Star Wars stuff that they have. They have it, but there's not the extensive. So there was a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen before there. And to be fair, it's been 3 years since I bought a shirt from them because I always buy a couple of shirts when I go to Comic-Con. And I was not disappointed. Those were really nice shirts. So it's a couple of Star Wars stuff. So it was nice. So I'll be wearing those at some point down the road on these shows. So
yeah.
But what was your favorite? Like, what was your favorite trailer? Favorite bit of news? Like, what stood out to you from the 4 days before we kind of move on to our next subject here?
For sure. I think the Lucasfilm showcase kind of set the tone for me. Because we're sitting there, obviously it's getting crowded, and I'm just like, had my laptop ready. I was trying to connect to the internet because they had internet for press, and it was not working. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna hotspot it. So I hotspotted from my phone, and then I started getting text messages because you can like share or not share with other people.
Right.
Or like discoverable, like they could only get it if they had my exact password.
Right.
And my friend Kim Horcher texted me. She's like, I know you're here because your hotspot just popped up on my laptop. Harloff, Steph, and Kalinowski sat right in front of me for this one.
Yeah.
He offered me some Triscuits, which was like helpful because I didn't have breakfast.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they kind of kicked off that panel with the kura,
yeah.
That, and I teared up and I was like, what is this? Pull it together. So that was really cool to see a showcase of, all the things that are coming, to hear what John Watts was up to with his series, which is Skeleton Crew. Sounds like Stranger Things, but Star Wars. Because he said, with Jude Law. Yeah, he says it's got kids in it, but it's not a kids show. And I'm like, say no more, sir. I am sold. I'm happy to see the cast of Andor. To see him talk about how excited they are that we're getting 12 episodes for a season, and then we're getting a season 2 that's going to lead us right into the moments of Rogue One. That was great. So the Mandalorian, you saw the footage from that day.
Yes, from that day.
For Mando. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, for the Mando Plus panel, they showed us that one, but it was extended.
Oh, wow. So there was
by a little bit. So they showed us Mandalore at the end. I know. The clouds parted. Somebody was flying in. Maybe it was Mando on his, starfighter. I don't know, because the POV is coming in, and then you're like this, and then the clouds part as you kind of break the atmosphere, and it's like everything's all destroyed. And I was like, "That's Mandalore!" Yeah. So that was really cool. The Ahsoka footage, obviously, I enjoyed seeing. They didn't have anything spoken. There were no dialogues. It was just kind of quick flashes of videos and pictures because they're currently in production. But we got to see Hera from the back. We don't know who's playing her yet. I know the rumors, the internet sleuths are saying that it possibly could be Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was also there. She didn't appear on a panel, but she was there also because Ewan's there. Yeah, right. Yeah. So that kind of makes sense. They introduced Sabine on the panel. So it's the first time we got to see her talk about her experience. So I think that really stood out to me. And of course, seeing the Bad Batch season 2, watching D. Bradley Baker, I have they did a live read, as voice actors often do on the panel. And I found that fascinating because they said, hey, D, do you want to record all of Wrecker? And then we'll record all of Hunter. And he goes, no, let's just do it. And on the panel, you'll see it. He'll just switch. It's so instinctual for him. And I'm like, how it's so clear. Matt Mercer does the same thing similarly in you're a voice actor. So it's like, but it's just, it's not ever not fascinating to me to watch, because I think you have to, as an actor, you prep one character. Yeah. Their choices, their mannerism, their intonation, whatever, right? But he's got 5+ living in his head. And it's just that's masterful. It's so masterful. So I really enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, I saw John DiMaggio do that one time in a booth. It blew my damn mind. Like going from one character to another, because at the time I was still like, okay, I just need to really get this one character right. Watching him go from like character to character, depending on what's in the script, and just roll through it and adjust the voice. It's fascinating to watch what these people can do. They're incredibly gifted and talented in being able to do the things that they're doing. So just kind of blown away by that, So it was great. Yeah. Absolutely agree with you. Lucasfilm panel was fantastic. It was so good to be in the room and see all that. I mean, Harrison Ford walking out after John Williams conducts the Indiana Jones theme was great. That trailer for Andor was stellar. Seeing the Mando stuff that we got. I mean, I've been saying this all week. It is essentially Game of Thrones in space. That's what it feels like to me. I mean, the shot of the scene rather of Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan sitting in the dark on this empty Mandalore throne was so similar to images that I've seen in Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh, this is so awesome. And you see there's going to be a battle possibly between them. You see that the dark saber is something that is consuming her, like the ring in Lord of the Rings. So much about this is so interesting. And it feels like they're going next level with the Mandalorian, like just a whole nother approach to it, much more budget. And so I'm very curious to see when we get the full footage dropped as a trailer, what it's going to give us. And it's fascinating that it didn't, because they didn't drop any of the Ahsoka stuff, none of the Mandalorians, but they dropped the Bad Batch teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And so I'd find that to be, and the Willow teaser trailer and the Endor trailer. So
yeah,
Willow,
it's interesting.
Great.
Now, are you disappointed that they focused mainly on their TV shows and video games versus movies?
I didn't anticipate any movie news. I really didn't. Yeah, because I think it's still kind of in flux. I think Kathleen's still figuring it out, and she said all the right answers in the interviews. Like Taika Waititi and all of this, but it also came out that Rian Johnson's trilogy is on the back burner. We are never going to see the Rian Johnson trilogy. I'm telling you this right now.
You don't think so?
No, maybe 20 years down the road.
Wow.
Like with Hayden and the prequels. 20 years down the road, after these kids who got into Star Wars through the sequel trilogy grow up, they're going to be the ones that are clamoring for Rian to come back and do another movie. That's the only time I see it happening, if at all, to be honest with you, because it's clear that a majority of people did not like those movies and certainly didn't like The Last Jedi. Some people didn't like The Last Jedi, but they're loud enough that it caused a division in the fandom. And so I can't imagine them handing him a trilogy now. I think they have to wait a while before they can do that again. But I just don't think Rian would. Why would you want to come back? Like, you've done your thing. You did it.
Focus on Knives Out 2 and 3.
Yeah, focus on Knives Out. Focus on other projects. You're going to be fine. So that's just going to be very interesting what happens down the road. Let's see if we got any Streamlabs. No Streamlabs, no bits, no cheers yet, Wendy. So let's
who I did see? Yeah. I was walking around hoping I'd like catch Katie. Yeah. It's just like, I know she's, probably wouldn't be found on the floor by herself.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But I did see Sam Witwer.
Nice.
After the Kenobi premiere. It was funny because we left stuff at Warren's hotel room. So Dustin and I went up to get it and we said bye. And then we're walking out and I saw like a small group of people gathered in front of the hotel. And we walked by and Dustin goes, "Oh, Sam." I go, "Sam who?" Because I wasn't, if it's not in my direct POV, because I'm so short, I usually am I miss a lot of things because of my height. Yeah. And he goes, Sam Witwer. And I went, huh? And I finally looked because he's about 6 feet. So I was like, okay, I gotta adjust. And I saw he was just kind of chatting slowly, kind of you baby step towards your destination. But he wants, obviously, he loves talking to the fans.
Yeah.
So it was a very dramatic, and I knew I had to take off the mask because he's not seen me in 2 years.
Right.
With the mask on, he definitely wouldn't have recognized me. So I was very dramatic. Sam? And he's like, "Oh my." Gave me a nice hug. We caught up for a quick second. And I'm like, "Dude, did you see Kenobi?" He's like, "Yeah." And right there and then I had so many questions. And I realized that I probably couldn't have asked. If I wanted an answer, I couldn't have asked in front of fans. I think he would have maybe told me, but I don't know. But we took a nice picture together.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, "Well, good to see you. I gotta go." Under a 5-minute interaction. But it was nice to see him out of all the people. I didn't get to see Ashley, but got to see Sam, so that was cool.
Yeah, right. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time for all that madness. So, but that clip of him yelling Kenobi on the live stage was awesome. That was awesome.
The man puts his whole body into it.
Yeah.
When you yell like that, I was like, "Oh, does that hurt?"
So good. I saw a great video on the Star Wars Celebration Facebook page. This one guy had been waiting to meet Ian McDiarmid all his life, and he finally bought a ticket to go to get an autograph that session. And he comes in dressed as Orson Krennic from Rogue One, the Ben Mendelsohn character.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and his wife is taking the video, and he gets down on one knee in front of him, bows in front of him, because she goes, "He's been waiting his whole life to do this." And he goes, "Rise." Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome.
That's what the Star Wars fans, man. I tell ya.
They're incredible.
I tell ya.
Hey,
real quick, before we said we were going to talk about this. So we, and I know we have 20 minutes left on the show. John and I think, obviously we stay masked.
Yes, we do.
I would say 90% of the con. Yeah. 10% you take off for photos or if you're eating or you're drinking coffee or something like that. Yeah. But if you went to Celebration, and even if you feel okay, I highly suggest you guys keep your masks on when you're around people that especially that people could be immunocompromised.
Yeah.
And get yourself a PCR test if you can. Today is Friday. So today or tomorrow, get a test, or even Sunday, which should detect any sort of virus that you might have in your body if you caught it during celebration. Because I can't tell you how many text message I got of like, hey, you feeling okay? So-and-so that I saw on this day tested it. And then the list just kept on growing. My friend knows up to 50 people who have tested positive.
50 people?
50
wow.
People. I didn't interact with any of them because they're not, but there's like friends of friends that I know that tested positive, and more have continued to test positive because if you were there Sunday, and if you test positive, you may not know until Sunday. You may not show symptoms at all. I feel totally fine. I got a PCR test just yesterday. It's negative, but I'm gonna get another one tomorrow morning because I gotta see the in-laws and they're older, so I gotta protect them. Like if I'm sick, I'm not gonna go see them. So that's something I definitely wanted to talk about. If you were there, if you feel a little sicky, just get yourself tested, or if you have one of the home tests, do it so you can protect other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Laura tested negative today, but she's not feeling well. So we're not doing Jedi Way today. We're going to do it possibly Sunday, but she thinks it's just a Comic-Con crud.
Yeah.
And I know Maggie Lovett and a couple other people have been tweeting about their testing. John Hoey over there at Resistance Broadcast have been tweeting about their results. So they're keeping people informed of their negative results so that, people who are around them can be aware of that or feel a little more safer about the situation. But it's crazy. A lot of people got it, but that's the thing. That's why I tried to avoid being in too many of those enclosed spaces with people, because I didn't want to catch this thing.
This is the one, because you don't know where everybody came from, what they were doing, the night before, the night after. So Zach Mendoza says it was also like 2 to 3 weeks ago. You can order more free at home tests from the government.
True.
If the government's giving you something free, just take it.
Take it. Take it.
You pay them enough taxes, all right? Take it.
Very true. All right. Let's move on to our next thing. Wendy, are we jumping into what's trending? Let's do it. Where is it? Boom. Friday dance break. I think that's our Friday.
That's absolutely
it. Now that Ellen is gone, we can start dancing.
We can do it. Is she done?
She finished her last show. I think last week or 2 weeks ago. So she's all going off onto the sunset. So
Quite a long run for her.
Yeah, I think 19 years.
Yeah, she can retire.
Yeah. She said when she came on to the show, you couldn't even say gay, and now you can talk about it very openly, and so it's the progression. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, she's seen the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what's trending here, Wendy? We need to talk about.
Yeah, the tiny K-pop corner over here. As you guys all know, if you follow Laura Siri Cool, the BTS army, she is all of the army.
She is. Yeah.
If she didn't tweet this, I wouldn't have seen it. But BTS met with President Joe Biden, went to the White House to kind of commemorate the final days for the month of May, which was also AAPI Heritage Month, and making remarks on anti-Asian hate crimes and, of course, the inclusion of their fan base, army, and how dedicated they are and supportive. And I just love hearing all the members talk about what is important. It is okay to be who you are, and be that's So it's kind of things that I think if you're aware of this kind of situation of the current climate, and this isn't just for the Asian people, it's also for Black people and for the Latinx community and the South Asians and like everybody, so I think you can take that and apply it just across the board. But they did want to celebrate AAPI month, so I thought it was nice that they finally got to go. I think it's their first time at the White House. Getting to meet Joe Biden. So I think that's really cool. It's another tick in the box for BTS, just continuing to crush it and do more and more and more before their comeback.
Yeah, it's great. When I saw this, I thought it was such a fantastic move by the Biden White House to bring in, a very influential group across the world, not just in their own home country or in the States here, across the world, to speak about and highlight these things that are happening in our society and across the world. Again, across the world, Asian people have been suffering quite a lot of attacks and quite a lot of unfortunate situations that they're from death to severe beatings to just slaps or whatever. It's terrible stuff, and or having to deal with derisive comments being yelled at them, all that brought about by conservative right-wing approach across the world, by the way, against Asian people because of this whole COVID situation. So ridiculous. And so highlighting this, I think, is a very smart move by them, and certainly BTS, shout out to them, and shows the power of the rise of BTS that they're invited to the White House. I think, and I don't know the facts in front of me, but I believe this is the first K-pop group to ever go to the White House in this kind of situation. So I think it's a fantastic way to use their clout to highlight an issue that's going on. And of course, it caused extreme reactions on the other side. Tucker Carlson going crazy about
Oh my God,
it,
what do you say now?
Just saying that Biden was so desperate for popularity that he brought the BTS crew in.
He's just trying to be inclusive.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you only see the world through a very warped prism, this is how you see everything. So
gotta move with the times, Tucker.
Yeah, and he will. And eventually,
did Army come for him yet? That's what I want to know.
They did. They went after him big time the next day after his program.
You don't, and I know he receives a lot of criticism. So it's not like a new, but the Army is a whole different thing. That's not something you want to invite to your doorstep. The power of the purple wave probably came for him and was like, what hey.
Exactly. So it was ridiculous for sure. But yeah, great stuff. So fun to see them there speaking about it. And I think it's, like as I said,
they didn't perform or anything.
No,
they didn't do like a thing. But I think they performed enough. I think it was just good that they were able to, go there and be present at the White House. Really awesome.
More, because it was a serious issue. I think they felt performing would kind of mix the signals, so they wanted to keep it very clear that they were there as spokespeople to talk about it. So that was great. Yeah,
absolutely. Way to go, BTS.
Yeah, shout out to them. All right, let's move on here to what's this Mario Kart situation? What is this all about, Wendy?
Okay, you guys know I'm obsessed with theme parks, and this is coming to the theme park that Rocha and I both used to work at, Universal Studios Hollywood. So they've been building it's not called Mario Land, even though so far the only character that'll be there is Mario and his friends. But it is Nintendo Land, Super Nintendo World, that is coming soon. They've been building it. Kind of, you can see it as you come down the Starway. Yeah. Japan was the first to debut this, but we are getting it here, and there's now details on their ride, which is the first of its kind here, I believe, in the States. It's called Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, and everybody gets a little hat. You can't take it with you because it's AR, but it's AR, which means you will see things as the right with the set pieces, but then there's also little things that'll pop up. And what do you get when you drive through a regular course in Mario Kart, the game, which is little rainbow boxes. So I believe it's interactive where you can shoot these items at your other components or opponents, which is, I'm very excited. I'm going to definitely put my name in the hat, try to go for like the opening or some sort of media day. I'm going to try really hard.
That's smart.
I got to start emailing.
Yeah, they said it's guests will steer through courses underwater and in the clouds to compete for the Golden Cup while collecting coins, as you said. And it's similar to the Japanese ride, Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge, in which each kart carries 4 members who race another team on a dual track course while wearing head-mounted, as you mentioned, augmented reality goggles. So that's going to be fascinating to see how they make that work.
I think it's time buy I think it's time Dustin and I buy a season pass Universal Studios. Well, there's these
for California residents.
You know what? That's true. Yeah. That's true. There's also these power-up bands that you can buy. There's, I think, exclusive right now only to like the Nintendo World part of the park. Okay. But it's not just the ride that's interactive, like maybe it'll track your coin or whatever. Right. But so you enter through like the giant warp pipe, and then all of a sudden you're like inside Peach's castle. Right. And there's blocks and things that you can find and hit that will track in your thing, and there's an app that's attached to it. So you can actually like exchange for like digital, goods. Not goods, but like, cute little awards. So I think it's going to be, that's what they're doing in Japan. They're going to bring that here. And it'll be the most interactive part next to Harry Potter, I think, because Harry Potter has the wand stuff, but you can't track it. Like you just kind of do the thing. So this is going to be game changing for theme parks.
It's fascinating stuff. And remember, you said we used to work there. I'm going to be curious to see how people feel about the reality goggles because remember in the Harry Potter ride, it used to be 3D with the glasses and people were getting sick.
Yeah.
And then eventually they stopped making the ride 3D, which upset me because I liked the 3D version of the ride.
Oh.
And I never got sick. Well, I loved it. I went one time, 7 times in a row
Oh my gosh.
just for fun. Because like as an employee, I don't have to stay in the line, just go right through.
Yep. You just go
And
right
so
through. Gate
I had
A.
a good time. I was just in the mood to just ride that thing over and over again. And I was working stuff out in my brain about something I was thinking about. So it was a nice way. But I was sad that they took the 3D out. So are they going to have an issue here with the virtual reality goggles? Is that going to, because that's as 3D as it gets?
Yeah. I hope not. That's kind of that's the whole part of the gimmick.
Yeah.
Then otherwise, then it's just a ride, which is still fun. But I hope not. My problem with the Harry Potter 3D was my first time experiencing that ride was in Orlando. Who doesn't do it in 3D?
Oh, right.
So when it came here, it was 3D and I enjoyed it. But the glasses, they didn't have like a kid size. So it didn't fit me right. And I would go on the ride holding it on the side like this. And there's parts where you kind of like bump around. So I was like, boo, 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 boo. I'm like, ow, ow. When we went kind of slightly upside down when we saw I'm gonna call her Shelob. It's not Shelob.
Yeah.
The spider.
I
would have to hold on. I'm like, don't fall, glasses.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, have a massive head like mine, I was fine. The glasses were fine on my head. So it was
Justin was fine too, apparently.
Yeah, but
you guys have the standard size heads.
Well, Zach says the 3D Harry Potter world was rough for me. Haha. And he said, but even the Transformers 3D gets me. So I love the Transformers 3D. I guess I'm just one of those brains that likes it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really enjoy the 3D stuff. And so, but I understand there are people who don't. So I'm going to be curious to see what the virtual reality, how people react to that over there. But you're right. Might be time to send some emails or find out who to send emails to kind of get in and go see that. That's going to be fun.
It's time.
Another thing that's happening, this is one I threw on. This is an LA based thing. I think I thought it was kind of fun to talk about here. Apparently, something called the Golden Girls Kitchen will be officially debuting in Los Angeles in July. It's going to be a fully functioning restaurant and bar, and it will bow as a fast casual restaurant with an emphasis on desserts. The tickets for the experience will be available exclusively through bucket listers, and they haven't announced when the tickets will go on sale, but that's the focus here that they're going to be. And the statement from the team said they're bringing Golden Girls to life has always been a dream of mine. Our team is confident that both diehard fans of the show and first timers alike will leave with a deeper appreciation for the show's lasting legacy. The restaurant is going to be located in Beverly Hills. You'll get a reserved seat and a guaranteed window of time to dine, choice of an entree, and cheesecake. The menus include Sophia's lasagna, which is meat or vegan, Blanche's Georgia-style cookies, plus the Dorothy, a Miami-style sandwich, plus a full beverage menu, which includes the Tea Arthur and Rose on Rosé. You'll also be able to get local delivery for some a la carte purchases. The pop-up will complete with a variety of iconic photo moments for fans to play in the world of Dorothy, Rose, Blanche, and Sophia. You can sit in the kitchen table, grab some sun on the lanai, and snap a selfie in front of everyone's favorite palm print. So yeah, it's going to make it feel like Shady Pines all over again. I mean, this is genius, I think. And we saw I went to the Saved by the Bell pop-up a couple of times.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I missed the Stranger Things mall one that they did 2 years ago, I think, for the season 2 or season 3.
$50.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap. So
this thing $50.
Yeah, $50. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So no surprise. So I'm very much looking forward to taking the lady to see this because the Lady Outlaw is a big Golden Girls.
Is she? Oh, you got to do it.
So I got to take her to see this for sure. So what's your reactions, Wendy? A Golden Girls pop up? They're still around. The older ladies still hanging out.
I'm surprised it took them this long to do it. To be completely honest with you, there's such a interesting, big following. Very interesting. Yeah. Like people love Golden Girls. Like there's, you can find merch, you can find games, you can find wineware. It's hilarious, and I love it. And I love that it gives the fans who love the Golden. This is like as close as you can get to like meeting one of the ladies. Right. I feel like you're on the set, you're getting to eat the food. People are gonna dress up. with their hair and everything, just like the characters. This is gonna be. I want to go. I wouldn't even say I'm the biggest Golden Girls fan. I like them. I watched them growing up.
Right.
But I like reading this. Look, and there's food involved. When there's food involved, I usually want to go. That's usually the case.
I'm putting myself on the wait list right now so that I can be informed of when this is happening. But it's gonna be in the old haunts of Beverly Hills where we used to live, the Lady Outlaw and I. So this will be, maybe we'll go up on a Saturday and make a day out of it.
There you go.
In LA, because it could be a lot of fun to go and do that. And maybe we'll go with her sister, who's also a big Golden Girls fan. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff happening in the world still. The world is going crazy. So you have to savor these little kind of pop-ups and these fun little moments and events so you can at least put a smile on your face and go to a better place, for God's sake.
Yes, exactly. This is, I feel like if you feel like you're ready to kind of leave your house and do something fun, do it. A lot of times these events will require either like a negative test or like a vaccine.
Oh, right. Yes.
A lot of the times, I'm not saying it's always the case, but I feel like this is like, if you're worried about it, definitely look into that so you can feel a little bit safer attending these.
And before we wrap up here, I want to give an update on Top Gun Maverick. It is estimated to be making $274 million at the domestic box office after this weekend, and another $200 million overseas. So in 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, it will have gone almost to $500 million overall. That is incredible. And already it's already the top grossing movie ever at the domestic box office for Tom Cruise. Kind of insane to think about.
I'm not even surprised.
Of all the movies he's done, this is the one that's going to cross the line. So pretty incredible stuff. And we're getting that from Anthony D'Alessandro over there at Deadline. So just fascinating, Wendy, to see the reach of this movie and how it just keeps reverberating with people who go to see it.
How many times have you seen it?
3. And I'm going to go, if they've got it at 4DX, that's the next swing. I want
to do that too, with the seats.
Yeah, with the seats. I want to get thrown into a plane for sure.
So what format have you watched it in?
I've watched it in at CinemaCon, the Dolby Atmos. So I saw it on the screen. Then I went to see it in IMAX at a second screening that they put up for us. Then I went to see it regular, just to see what it feels like regular. That was the one where everyone was there. And then now I'm going to try and go see it in 4DX. And if there's another format, I may go see it in another format as well. I mean, I don't pay to go see a lot of movies. So for me, this is worth it because I love this film. It's
so good.
I did a video on my channel wondering if this film is a masterpiece, where I talk about spoiler review, talking about the things that really worked for me in the film and why I think it might be a masterpiece of an action film. I think you could put it in the same boat with Die Hard, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay,
do. It's got the emotions. It's got a great script. It's got good characters. Yes, it's a faceless, nameless villain in the fact that you're trying to do the thing, but the villain is yourself. The villain is your demons, your past, all of that. It works so well. So for me, I think you can have a conversation that it's in the basket with Die Hard as one of the greatest action films ever, and one that might be a cinema-changing action film as well. We shall see.
I would recommend after you see, I don't know how you can top it after 4DX, to be honest with you, but it's the same company that puts on the 4DX. It's called Screen X.
Okay.
Which I got to see. So I've seen it in IMAX, and then I've seen it in Screen X, and then the next one, I want to do it 2 more times. I want to do Dolby Atmos, and then I want to do the 4DX. So the Screen X is, if you are watching me and I'm the movie screen.
Yeah.
You know how there's walls on the side here?
Right.
They're not walls, they're projector screens. So I wanted to take a video of it, but it's like I can't really record. So it comes out at you, but your main focus, they want you to focus on the screen that's in front of you, and they only kick it in when he's in flight mode. So you literally feel like you're in the cockpit. It's incredible. It's incredible. I sat there. I'm like, what is this? Magic.
Well, Laura did cancel the Jedi wafer today. Honey, I'll be back in a little bit. Honey,
I'll be back in 6 hours. I'm going to see this movie back to back 2 times. It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Wow.
was incredible.
All right. All right. I got to go. I'm okay. Thank you, Wendy, for telling me, because now I'm going to go find some showtimes and see
Yeah.
where this is showing in the Screen X, because I got to see it now in that way as well.
Yeah.
270-degree panoramic Screen X theaters. Wow. Is there one
Is
near
there,
me? I got to find
I
out.
hope so. Oh, if you have a 4DX near you, then they should have one.
Yeah.
Because it's the same company that does it.
Okay. I want to take a look.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. Well, let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we should recommend real quick. Anything you recommend? Anything you've seen? Anything for this weekend for people to go into?
It's a K-drama that I just started. It's called Business Proposal. It's super cute. Also, Miss Marvel. I saw the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
You saw it too. It's definitely for targeted younger, but it's very vibrant. It's fun. It's got like Scott Pilgrim vibes because of all the animation that pop up.
Yeah.
It's a faster paced show as in far as like dialogue, because again, the beat's younger because she's young. She's like 16. So I really liked it. I think my favorite part, because I went to the premiere last night, having seen it, but so I didn't really need to go, but I wanted to go specifically because I love how much the culture was represented on screen. The language, the clothes, the food, them praying at the mosque. Like, I wanted to see, and some conversation that was happening, I wanted to see how the crowd specifically was going to react to, and it was just so heartwarming to see people cheering for the things that at home I was like, yeah, that's great. And it really, really, really cute show.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. I had a great time with it. I know we're not allowed to review until June 7th. Put up
you can do a social reaction.
Yeah, which I did after I watched the first 2 episodes for sure. I loved it. I really like the direction it's going in. And yeah, I said it's a combo of CW with Into the Spider-Verse and Shang-Chi, in that there's a real respect for the culture. But it's told, as Wendy so eloquently said, through a teenager's point of view. So you're going to have to go along in the journey and see it through her point of view, and create space to see it through her point of view, which I think is great to see. And especially that second episode when they're dealing with the election in the mosque. I thought that's a nice little storyline. Not to give anything away, I thought it was a nice story to kind of showcase the changing points of views on certain cultures and what have you. So great stuff for sure. I've got 3 things real quick. Under the Banner of Heaven, the finale aired last night. We haven't watched it yet, but the first 6 episodes have been fantastic. So I can't wait to see the 7th. It's an hour and a half, so we delayed it. The Boys season 3. Once you make it past the first 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes are going to lay the groundwork for what you can expect in season 3 of The Boys. So if you can make it through the first 10 minutes of the first episode, you are in for a hell of a ride. I've watched the first 5 episodes so far, and I will probably try and finish it this weekend because it's so good. And what else is? Hacks season 2 just finished up this week as well. You guys should definitely watch that. And the first 6 episodes of Barry season 3. I hope you all are watching Barry. Again, best season of Barry.
Such a good show.
So it's so good, so good. And I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that is everything. So, all right. Well, let's. Sorry, what did we say?
No, I was agreeing with you. Barry's such a good show.
Yeah, it is. It's so good. All right, that's everything. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you madly for this Friday. Thanks for adjusting with us to come. We had to do it a little bit earlier today, but we were back at our regular time next week at 3 p.m. PT. You guys are awesome. Wendy, another fun show. Please let people know where you got everything going on, because you got a lot going on.
Lots of stuff going on. We are at the Movie Couple on YouTube, on Instagram. It's just my name, Wendy Lee Zaney. Same as Twitter. If you want to find me on TikTok, it's Wendy Zaney. And hey, we have merch now. The Movie Couple has some merch.
Hey.
We got we have shirts, but they haven't come in yet. But we have stickers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and in Arabic it says Navi and Falcor on the bottom. Because I had to pay tribute to the doggies, and you can get it in different colors too.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Look at
Thank you to Ashley for designing these for us.
Oh, nice. Ashley Eckstein?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, damn, that's amazing. All right.
Ashley P, our graphic designer. Thank you very much. There you go.
There you go. As for me, you can find me at The Rocha Says on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, The Outlaw Nation on Twitch. What else? Oh, and my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on Twitch, go to youtube.com/John Rocha Says. If you're watching this on YouTube later, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you see when we're dropping all the content. Hit a like, leave a comment, and share it on your social media with the hashtag The John and Wendy Show. Would appreciate it like crazy. Yeah, go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah, MK just said, can't believe Morbius memes got it back into theaters.
Yes, Morbius is coming back into 1,000 theaters. I think this weekend or next weekend. And I tell you what,
you know what, fan base?
Yeah,
Good for you.
I tweeted it out. I said, if you all are gonna come up in here try to convince me that Spider-Man 3 is a good movie or The Rise of Skywalker is a good movie, then you can't be begrudging people wanting Morbius to come back in the theaters. If you get to love your crap movie, they get to love their crap movie as well. So that's how it works. I mean, the love what you love crowd can't all of a sudden turn on the Morbius crowd. That doesn't make sense. Love what you love means everything. So
yeah,
don't be picking and choosing is what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
There you go. All right. But yes, go see Morbius. Well, no, don't. Well, I don't know. If you want to go
do what you want. If it's your money, do what you want.
Exactly. Go see it. Go see it in Screen X if you can.
There it is.
All right. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be well. Look out tomorrow for the wrestling show live tomorrow at 9 a.m. PT. And then possibly live the Jedi Way with Laura and I on Sunday night, depending on how she feels. I will make announcements through the weekend. Y'all be well, take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the John and Wendy Show. Peace.